Is the time of day here working for you guys? There should be a sunrise just behind you.
It seems to be working okay for me, although it flickers now and then for me, but my graphics are pretty terrible, so.
I think it's working.
This dimension's got some problems, but...
Yeah. Well, it's that time. It's 12 o'clock, so let's get started. I want to welcome everybody in chat to another episode of the Dimension Touring Company Roadshow. And we have a special guest with us today, Kalt from Hailol. Hi, Kalt.
Hello.
And welcome. And we also have with us, because Fiendish is on the road, the real road, because she's actually moving houses right now, but we have a special friend here helping us today, Aflac. Hi, Aflac.
Hello.
So before we get started with our tours of some of Kalt's great dimensions, I want to talk just for a few minutes about news. Of course, yesterday was the Try on Friday live stream, and they were talking about Rift 3.3 Walking Nightmares, and I'm just going to touch on a few dimension-related topics that were discussed. So they talked a bit about planar crafting rifts, and they're similar to the old crafting rifts that some of you are familiar with. They only can be summoned on Tarkin Glacier. You get various drops, including strands of Drom, which of course Dreamweavers craft, plus some dimension items. And Mordecus has said that the drop rate on strands of Drom is currently too high, so if you're over on the public test yard fiddling with these features, you won't be getting so many of those to drop when it moves over to live. But he did say that it's not going to be a similar drop rate to like Uncle Stan's lure. And so what's up on the public test yard right now? Some of you have probably gone and seen the Planar Crafting Weekly, and you get a choice of 7 types of lures, one of which is for dream weaving. And they said, I think it was Ocho said that it's one of the cheaper ones and easiest ones to do. So that's good. And let's see, they talked about the usable crafting station dimension items that there's a rare chance to drop, and they're based on the planar type. So there's different items like Fire Dream Focus, Fire Loom, Fire Workbench, and so forth. And they're still deciding on the bind rules for those, and they want to pick, account, pickup, or on use, and they want suggestions, and they're asking for suggestions, opinions on the forums. And then one of the things I thought was so cool news this week was information, a lot of information, in fact, about the new sky projectors on the PTS, and I'm just going to list these really quickly. I happen to be somebody who doesn't go on the PTS so much. If you do, this'll, you're probably already familiar with some of this, but maybe there's a couple of people who don't go on the PTS like me. So there are some new notoriety sky projectors there, and they're sold in the Rift store and on notoriety vendors. There's one that's heavy fog, and there's one that's swamp sky, there's one that's light fog sky, and there's a Mount Shirex sky, and there's a Dromheim sky, and a Squall sky, and an Enchanted sky. And they all use different currencies for purchase, but it's also credits, at least the way it is now on the PTS. So like The swamp one, for example, is the GAR notoriety, but it also has a credit selling price. And then there's some others that are on the Rift store. There's Spring Day, which is a really pretty blue sky with a few white clouds and some kind of a light source like a sun. It's really pretty. And there's a Sunny Day, which is really, really blue and really bright. And there's Mind of the Overseer, which is, it's got kind of the purpley death sky with clouds, but it casts green shadows or light, so buildings that are in there and some other items that you use will be kind of a green tint, but then the ground is almost black, so it sounds like it could be cool for some types of builds. And then there's a Black Garden sky, which is just like the sky you see in Black Garden. And one I'm really looking forward to, but I haven't gotten to actually see it yet, is the Starry Night sky. And I just want to mention that if you want to see what all these sky projectors look like, Cordish over on Riftgrate has a really great set of screenshots of each one, of all of them, I think, except for Starry Night, and it's under his PTS update, the most recent one. So if you want to get a look at those, go over there. And then just as far as contests go, the Mars Attacks contest just ended and the winners were named, and they had 2 tiers. In fact, last week we went through some of the contest entries. Wait, was it the week before? Sorry, you already knew my memory wasn't that good. But anyway, for the 2 tiers, they had the under 1K items tier. The first was Ashlanay, second was Zanbrina, and third was Sarath. And then for the over 1K items, first was Sword Kata, second was Arwen, and third was Cold Sprite, so congratulations to all those winners. And of course, we're all really excited to see that we have more contests going already. Calray, does that name sound familiar, Aflac?
Maybe just a little bit.
Calray from Greybrier has a post-apocalyptic collaboration contest. This is the first collaboration contest, and I'm so excited to see this one. And you can find details about that over on the Dimension forums. That one goes through August 21st. And then Nuve from Hailol has her Dungeon Master contest, which is also going on now. And she has 2 tiers, one for people who've won any Dimension contest in the past, and then people who haven't won ever before. And that one's going to go through August 29th. And again, that one is also posted over on the Dimension forums. And I'm happy to see that both of these contests are getting entries. They have quite a few entries already. So everybody support these contests, the sponsors and the participants. Well, that's pretty much it for news and contests. So without further ado, let's get to touring with Kalt today. And for people who want to know, we're going to start here. We're in a dimension called Isle of Solitude, and it's a dormant core dimension. And after this, we're going to tour 2 others of his dimensions. We'll be going to see Boldly Going There. I bet a few of you can figure out the theme if you haven't already visited. And then we'll be seeing a brand new dimension that he is gracious enough to be unveiling on today's roadshow, and that one is called Understone. But let's get going here with Isle of Solitude. So again, Kalt, I want to welcome you to the roadshow and thank you so much for spending part of your Saturday with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
So I know this is a dimension that you usually keep private, but you opened it up in preparation, I guess, for our show. Do you plan to keep it open or keep it as a private one?
I will keep it open for a couple weeks, and then it'll go private again.
So is there a story that you would tell us behind this dimension?
I just wanted to try my hand at building a house, so I built one. That's about it.
Cool.
I'm not much of a storyteller, so.
That's okay. It's absolutely beautiful. And this dormant core is one that I haven't tackled yet. It scares me a little.
It's got some problems, but it has a lot of potential.
So I love these Kalari temples that you've used here to create kind of an entrance.
Yeah, the entrance to this dimension does not reflect the actual build, so.
So I clicked on the flag and we're going inside. So I've been here before a couple of times. Kalt, is there a best way? Do you want to lead us through this one?
Sure. Closest room would be the bedroom, which is over here.
Give me 1 second. I seem to have a lockup problem.
Today, so it's coming through to the game as well. I'm going to go ahead and just stay on Twitch itself and watch that way.
Okay.
My movement seems to be a little jerky today, so looks like we went into be right back mode as well.
I apologize, everybody. Of course, it's been working perfectly for 30 minutes before the show starts.
Yeah, it's still in BRB mode, just to let you know.
Thank you.
One said it's the new Midnight Sky projector. Black Midnight Sky projector.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to have like a, I don't know, please stand by. Do 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 do.
Well, I could record my rendition of the A-Team theme song that I wanted to sing when we were touring those contest dimensions and Fiendish wouldn't let me.
View, and it would go. And
Sorry, I'm going to have to restart Rift.